Carl and Damon here from Brrraains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial for short, and it's they made what into a TV series. Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures, Season 2, Episode 18, The Legend of Creepy Hollow. Oh, I wonder what this is referencing. Written by Dennis, Haley, and Marcy Brown. You know what? I shouldn't be sarcastic. It is, in case you don't actually know, not you, but other people who are watching this review, it's The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, of course, the Headless Horseman
Cool.
story. Pack and the gang, Skibo, and some more school friends are on a camping trip at a place called Creepy Hollow. They're not having a good time, mainly because of what camping entails. I do like that some people in the group do not like camping, because
Yeah,
outside of at festival, camping sucks.
yeah.
Pack figures he can make it easier with berries, but Skibo, who seems to be in charge, gets the
Mm.
camp leader to confiscate them. Why?
Makes no sense to me.
Also, since when do Pack's berries, how could Pack's berries make camping more enjoyable for him? We've seen what the berries do.
I'm
I don't
sure it's
know.
probably a special berry.
That evening around a campfire, Skibo tells a scary story about a mythical creature known as Hugefoot. It has one foot. Of course, Pack, Silly, and Spiral don't believe it, so we challenge them to prove they're not scared by going to the bog it is said to haunt. They are confident and happily head off, with Skibo insisting they bring back some moss to prove they're actually there. And it's like immediately you're like, you know he's going to try and trick them. This is clearly going to be the whole... and you could tell as well it was going to go down the route of the boy who cried wolf.
Yeah,
But I was confused. I was like, so we're doing like the Hugefoot thing, which is obviously a joke on Bigfoot, but
yeah,
we've already got the title, which seems to be implying it's something around Sleepy Hollow. Like, and I will say the whole thing really isn't about Sleepy Hollow at all, except it kind of is
yeah.
because of the fakeness in it. It's a right mishmash of ideas here.
Mm.
Anyway, cut to the gang who are on their way back with Moss, telling each other silly, scary stories. However, a frightening noise stops them in their tracks, and now they're actually scared. It's Hugefoot. Except it's not. It's Skibo and his gang playing a trick. And of course, monitoring this, Brrraains figures this is a weakness he can exploit. So he orders Buttocks to build a robot version of it. What?
I'm confused at why they're even scared. Of all the creatures they fought, all the monsters they fought, the machines they fought, the power they get, I just don't get why they're even scared.
I don't know. Big foot. He's got one huge
Yeah,
foot. I don't know.
yeah,
Meanwhile, the next day at the camp, Skibo is lording it over Pack, Spiral, and Silly. So having had enough, they decide to get him back. They suck at it though, so end up deciding to use Blinky, Inky, Pinky, and Clyde, the Ghost Gang, who are initially hesitant as it is Hugefoot's territory. They eventually agree, mainly because Pack threatens them. We actually get a Pack.
yeah.
Sim Simpsons writing the show is so weird. He threatens them to eat them. Okay? And the idea is to disguise themselves in a Hugefoot suit. At the same time, Dr. B is enacting his plan to unleash the robot Hugefoot. So we're gonna, and you know the real one's out there, so you know we're gonna end up with several different versions of Hugefoot, basically.
Of course, yeah.
At the campfire that night, Pack and the others set out to scare Skibo, suggesting that Hugefoot is real. But the Ghost Gang end up being late, so Pack is embarrassed again. Furious, Pack goes to find them, no doubt to kill them or eat them because he's now an evil git. And everyone and several different versions of Hugefoot are wandering around, which of course means lots of miscommunication and confusion over who is who. That's the hijinks of this episode. Who's who?
Yeah.
Everybody thinking the Hugefoot they run into is a variation on the one that they've agreed to use, you know? Meanwhile, Pack actually runs into the real Hugefoot, of course. So hijinks galore, and even Skibo is scared when the Ghost Gang's costume is mocked and the ghosts inside reveal themselves. As everyone panics, they run into different versions of Hugefoot, which of course has the real one stomping around. The result, in the end of all of this silliness, is the robot one is destroyed, Brrraains seeing the real one and ordering his ghost to capture it. With the ghosts attacking now, Pack and the gang are in trouble, seeing as they don't have their guns/power berries. Of course, doesn't matter. They still win.
Of
That's how it
course.
goes. Saving Hugefoot, who then takes his own frustrations out on the ghosts. The end result was Pack and Hugefoot working together to take out the rest of the ghosts, and one bolt later, they realize Hugefoot is real. One last thing to wrap up, which is a scared Skibo who is then screaming off when Hugefoot arrives behind him. And that is it. I did not care for this one.
Yep, it was a complete utter mess. I mean, But by the name of that episode, you thought you're going to get the headless horseman, which I
Yeah,
think would have been a better episode.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's just a mess.
Yeah, I mean, now you watch for the episode and you realize the whole legend of Creeper Hollow is that's it. It's just because that's all it is. There's nothing in there outside of like the whole calling wolf kind of thing. It's more based around, like I said, a Bigfoot play more than anything else. But it is a
Yeah,
mess of an episode because it's mainly just people wandering around the maze going, "Oh, there's that huge foot. Is that it's just whatever." And it's one of those where Betrayus' plan falls apart so quickly, it's uninspiring. And the ending you can
yeah,
see coming a mile off. And like even the whole like Skibo getting his comeuppance feels flat.
yeah.
Yeah, this was a nothing episode. Episode 18, The Legend of Creepy Hollow. You got any thoughts on this one you want to share? You know what to do? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It does help us out. You can find us at gbhbl.com and across all social media platforms. And if you really want to give us a bit of extra support, please consider buying us a cup of coffee over on our coffee page. Thank you.